Good evening or good afternoon, depending where you are. I'm JC. I'm very pleased to be here together with Lily from DiveAssure.
Hi,
Welcome.
everyone. Welcome.
Another session where we have the chance to learn a little bit about what DiveAssure is providing. And by the way, we have different options. We have the one for the partners, meaning dive centers, dive professionals, which is the group today. Or you can also join sometimes in webinars where we have it's for everyone, it's for members or professionals as well, where we have usually some guest speakers that we run also once a month, and we have Q&A sessions where you can ask everything. So where we have more members from the team as well. So tonight, Lily will go on with her presentation. And if you have any questions, please feel free. And of course, you will be receiving an email with the replay link and the possibility to join the community where we have all the replays.
Okay, thank you, JC. So I would share my screen and go through a little presentation for you.
Yeah, and while Lily is doing that, we should start to see the screen. Yes, it's there. If you have questions, you have a Q&A button on the bottom of your screen, or in the chat, you can also ask anything.
Okay, so today's webinar, we're looking at stand out as a trusted dive professional using DiveAssure to build credibility and loyalty. Today, we're going to be looking at key DLP benefits, our dive coverage plans, how to create a flow, talking about emergencies, and tips and tricks for more referrals. So why become a DLP? DLP is a Dive Leader Partner. That's our DiveAssure partner program for diving professionals. And it is a fantastic additional income stream for professionals because you can earn 10% referral fees for every diver that you refer, which is great for a low season top up. So 10% on any diving accident plan that you refer, any dive and travel plan that you refer. That's money in your pocket. The 10% ends up in a sort of account, and at the end of each quarter, we pay out to the bank account of your choice. You strengthen trust when your customers know you care about their safety. They will trust you more and remain loyal, coming back to you for advice. And also, as a diving professional, it's very easy to refer divers to your preferred diving insurance because they trust you, they've had a great time diving with you perhaps, or they're new and they come to you for advice because they just don't know. So pretty much anything you recommend to them, they're gonna want to do. Added value, teach your customers about the benefits of diving insurance, add value to your training. You can consider creating bundles to include insurance in your trips or courses. So if you, as a dive pro, perhaps create your own packages for your divers, customers, then you can include a diving accident plan. If this is not your decision, it's still something that you could talk with your dive center about. But something that's really important is we often, as diving professionals, forget to talk to customers about diving accident insurance and the benefits of being covered. Often we get the diver that's been checked in by somebody else at the dive center. We don't even know if they're insured or not. And this is, would add a lot of value to our teaching as professionals or our service as professionals because we're in much better standing and know much better how to react in an emergency with our customers being covered. Easy process. The process is fast. It's an easy referral process online. You get a unique link and also a QR code from us. The unique link can be added to perhaps a link tree in your social media. If you have a website, you can place it with one of our many banners. And the QR code you can print out, you can have it on your phone, and people can scan it and be referred to the website. They do the registering themselves, so you're not involved in that process, meaning it's very simple for you. DiveAssure has plans for every diver, beginning with the Start Dive program. The Start Dive is free coverage for students during training, which covers decompression sickness. And we cover from a try dive up to open water certification, and the coverage is valid for a maximum of 6 months. This is ideal beginner protection. Keep in mind, once they are certified as open water, they must upgrade to a full plan if they want to stay covered. Diving accident, we have comprehensive dive accident insurance, which covers medical treatments, emergency evacuation, and hyperbaric care worldwide. None of our plans have depth limits as long as you remain within your certification level. And we pay directly to the service provider, so it makes it very smooth and simple for your injured diver. Dive and travel plans, we have an all-in-one dive and travel coverage, which is not just a diving accident, but also has all the benefits of a travel plan. We cover medical emergencies, so non-diving, trip cancellation due to medical reasons, lost gear, perhaps on the way to the diving destination, or even during an accident, liveaboard delays, and also lost diving days if you've prepaid a package, or if you're on a liveaboard trip, for example, and due to weather or a mechanical problem with the boat or the compressor at the dive center, you miss out on diving days, you can get compensation. This is perfect for dive trips abroad. The easiest upgrade for you as a diving professional will be from your students to cover divers. So even if your student has the start dive, it's still a good idea to talk to them already about a full coverage because this doesn't just cover for decompression sickness, it will cover for any eventuality that can happen to them under the water and any treatment they might need in an emergency or after an accident. Things you can try either at the beginning or during your training is, before we begin your open water dives, let's get you fully protected. Just scan this QR code to purchase your coverage plan. So maybe you've already done the theory, the academic part, maybe you've already taken them into confined water with the start dive plan, and then you want to explain to your divers that for the open water dives, it makes sense to be fully covered. You can also say most students prefer to start their certification fully covered. I can guide you through the quick sign up before or after our session. It only takes a minute. So maybe you say, well, for me, the start dive is not enough. And also for you as a diver, so you talk to your students and encourage them to get fully covered before they even step into the water. Or my students get start dive protection with DiveAssure for the duration of your course, but once certified, you'll need full protection. Signing up is easy, and I'm happy to help. You can help as much as you like. I mean, as we know, some people are more capable of purchasing something online than others. If you feel that you need to assist them or help them even to choose a plan, of course do. This has also the benefit of if you let them just purchase the first plan, they might just go for a diving accident plan. But if you talk to them and you realize that after the certification, they actually would like to go on a trip to Indonesia or somewhere to really go diving, you might want to talk to them about the dive and travel plan and encourage them to upgrade. Here, timing is key, especially students. If we're the first instructor that has introduced them into the underwater world, they listen to our every word and they really admire and take our advice. So it's a good time to talk to them about getting covered. Try to integrate referrals into your workflow. if you create a habit and make it something that you always do, it will become very easy. You won't feel like it's an added job that you have to do, takes you time, because once you add it to a flow, it probably won't take you any more time than the usual check-in. So during check-in, you can have it on your check-in form. If they are already covered, that's great, and just take their policy details and the company that they're insured with. And otherwise, have maybe a laminated QR code or flyer with your QR code on, and get them to sign up. And in the meanwhile, you could be signing in or checking in another diver. During gear rental, maybe you have divers that come just to rent the gear out. Maybe they're already certified. Does not mean that they are covered. So you could have a small laminated flyer explaining the benefits of a diving accident plan, put your QR code on it, and maybe just talk to them a little bit about it. Or even when the customer sees the flyer, they might be encouraged to start the conversation and maybe ask if it's really needed to have insurance, and you can explain why. During trip briefings, even if they're already on the boat, it's not too late. Or maybe you do the briefing before you get on the boat. You can just remind everyone during the briefing, before we go diving, if anyone still needs a coverage, come to me and I can assist you with getting the right plan through my recommended insurance. So as soon as you click purchase of the plan starts from that moment. So there's no delay in getting covered. As a DLP, you stand out as a trusted dive professional. You can use DiveAssure to build credibility and loyalty. It shows professionalism. Recommending a diving accident plan protection demonstrates that you care for the diver's safety. I know many places that I worked in, the diving instructors didn't want to talk about insurance at all. They felt like they were almost annoying the divers, and it was a very boring topic. But it's even worse if we take divers diving without having talked to them about it and without having explained the benefits, and then something happens to them, and then they have a really bad situation to deal with. You build diver trust. Guests feel more confident diving with professionals who prioritize preparation, especially preparation for emergencies. And the great thing, if all your divers are covered and there's a diving emergency, DiveAssure will take control. So we're going to organize the evacuation. We're going to organize getting this diver to a hospital. If the particular diver is not covered, the organization process is going to lie with you. That means you have the job and the hassle of getting this diver as quickly as possible to the best possible care. It strengthens relationships, so looking out for your divers builds long-term loyalty. As a DLP, you add value to your service. Safety guidance is part of being a responsible dive leader. And you're supporting your divers beyond the dive, and helping them to be prepared for the unexpected. Again, in diving, we try to avoid to talk about the negatives. We like to keep it very positive and only talk about what they might see under the water and what a great experience they're going to have. And of course, we need to be careful. We don't want to scare them. We don't want to talk about when things go wrong, but we should be honest, and we do need to inform that a diving accident can be very costly, and especially in diving, if there's an accident such as decompression sickness, time is of the essence. It's very important to get treatment as early as possible, and with the DiveAssure plan, this will speed up the process. Talk about DiveAssure with confidence. So try to maybe practice a little bit, try to feel confident about talking about a diving accident plan or travel plan. If you need help with this, you can get one-on-one training with us. You can say things like, it's like having a safety net for your dives, peace of mind while you focus on the fun part. So a diving insurance takes away the added stress of having to think of the what ifs. Know the limitations. Most divers don't realize that a regular travel insurance doesn't cover diving accidents. And if it does, there's lots of gaps. So again, this is our responsibility as diving professionals to inform divers, because often I've taken many divers diving that have said, "Oh, I have my insurance." Usually it's a travel insurance, unless of course it's a diving insurance, but often it's a travel insurance and it has some small fine print that says that scuba diving is covered. But additional to in even smaller fine print, uh, they uh, they say they only cover to 6 meters. They only cover a 30-minute dive, no repetitive dives, definitely no technical diving. So it's very important that we explain this to our divers and make sure that they are aware. Lead by example, make sure that they know that you're covered. Maybe flash your DiveAssure card, um, or show them the app, show them how easy it can be, because I think this is quite important that if a diver knows that diving professionals are always covered, then they might see also the value. They often want to have the same diving gear as us, so why not have the same diving accident insurance? Effortless protection, it's very easy. Just scan this code and you're protected for the first dive. I think again, especially if people on holiday, I don't know if you're from a travel destination or if you're a local dive center, but I think especially when people are on holiday, they just want to sign up for a dive, go diving. They don't want to deal with paperwork and hassle and lots of extra things that to get to the dive. They just want to, check in quickly, get their gear and go in the water. So make sure they're aware that it's a very simple process. It's done very quickly, and it won't take away any of their dive time. If you have a story, or maybe you have a friend story that about not being insured, you could use something. You could use real talk, like I used to be a dive without insurance too, until such and such happened. I think uh, this is really important to show that, firstly, if they have been diving without insurance up until now, that they don't feel like really silly, like they've been doing something wrong. Make them aware that, it happened to you, it can happen to other people, but that it took you maybe something to go wrong for there to be a turning point. And it's better if you don't have to experience a situation going wrong first, and to just be prepared in advance. Support while away. When you're diving in a new or remote location, having coverage is like a helping hand if anything unexpected happens. There's a 24-hour emergency hotline with DiveAssure. So especially if you have a travel plan and you need assistance, travel assistance, we have support on travel assistance if you need maybe to rebook a hotel, or something is delayed and you need assistance to get a new flight. So there's lots of support there. So we're going to take a look now at a situation where we have two of our DLPs from the last quarter. I think it was from the last quarter of 2025. And so it was the same quarter for both of them. And they both have 9 referrals, but as you can see, there's different outcomes. So pro number 1 managed to earn 56 euros 10 with the 9 referrals, and pro number 2 earned 243 euros with 9 referrals. Now, the big difference here is because pro number 1 probably just referred the divers to the particular plan that they asked for. Maybe they just needed a week of diving covered at that dive center, so they signed them up for a week. They didn't ask, but are you diving again after here? Are you going to go somewhere else? What are your plans for the summer? Do you want to go on a diving trip? Will you be diving locally? Those plans could have been upgraded to annual plans, perhaps. Not only, obviously, does this affect what you earn, but also for the diver, it makes way more sense, because a week plan is not that much less than an annual plan. So for the diver, it's actually a shame to only offer them the 1 week plan to cover the diving with you, when for 10 or 20 euros more, they could have got an annual plan and covered all their upcoming dives. Whereas Pro 2, it seems they probably had a lot more information from their divers, maybe asked questions. Some of them went on trips. To get that outcome, they clearly referred some travel plans. So they interacted a bit more with their divers. Here you can see a little bit more detail of what they offered, or what they referred, sorry. So the Pro number 1 referred 3 1 week plans and 6 annual plans. And for the diving accident plans, obviously the total is much less of what they pay, so you earn a lot less. That would be a passive income of 224 euros per year. And the Pro 2, who referred 9 plans in the same quarter, referred various dive and travel plans, some of them annual plans, one of them a week plan, an annual dive safe, and some annual dive and travel plus plans. And the different amounts you see there is depending on the trip cancellation they need. So if their trip cost 4,000 euros and they want to cover the trip for cancellation, then they go for the D&T annual 4,000, for example. And you can see the cost of the insurance plan, and what the pro earned. So pro number 2 nearly earns 1,000 euros of passive income over the year. The effort probably wasn't much more. There probably wasn't much more to do to get to this point. It was just a case of just having a conversation with the divers, as we do anyway, maybe after a debriefing. And don't forget, if you signed them up maybe for the 1 week plan, and then after talking to them on the boat, you realize, they're not just diving here for 1 week, they're going to be going somewhere else in a few weeks, or you can help them to upgrade. They can upgrade from their portal, they can upgrade to a different plan, and the amount they've paid from the original plan gets subtracted. So it's still worth talking to them, even if they've already purchased the 1 week plan or a smaller plan. So for our DLPs, we issue quarterly campaigns where you can win rewards such as dive gear, discount on products, or credit towards new plans, whether it be for you or your divers. In case you're not registered already, you can register as a DLP. Just scan this code to register. As a DLP, you protect your divers, you can earn referral rewards, you get access to exclusive tools, and it's a great way to enhance your professional image. And that's it from me. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Lily. Great presentation. And every dive professional should definitely join, because earning a little bit more while talking to people is definitely something that is adding value to what you are telling anyway in a briefing or in the debriefing. So
Yeah,
great. Thank you. Thank
definitely.
you, everyone, for joining. I did not see any questions so far, but anyway, the replay will be there. And if you have questions, you can also type them in the community. Questions will also be answered in our next Q&A sessions, which will be next week.
Thank you, JC.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone, for joining. Have a
Have
nice
a
day.
great day or
Or
evening
evening, yeah. Or morning.
or morning. Bye bye.
Bye.